Okay. Hello, everyone. You let me
Thank you
know.
so much.
You let me know when to finish. Okay. Thank you.
Please, the floor is yours. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Are you making the recording, Pani Marina?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There is the recording. It is recorded on our like faculty's computer. So,
Okay.
and then everything will be put on our YouTube channel. So we
Mm-hmm.
will give a link. Please start.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. Lucky we are to have new year and new conference, and I'm really pleased to greet everyone participating live online and who will be watching us. This is really an extraordinary event for Ukraine, for our culture, for our teaching community. We are alive and kicking, and we go on with our profession, go on with our strive for peace, and by all our actions, I hope will make a victory of our country coming as soon as possible. My name is Nataliya Dyachuk. I'm a senior lecturer at English Language Department, Lviv National Ivan Franko University. I'm the founder of the Agency of Foreign Languages, RUNA, and director of and SAM Cambridge Examination Center manager. So I do welcome everyone to make use of our services, sit exams, visit conferences, visit events, and all the other activities we are organizing ourselves together with our partners, and particularly with TESOL too. I hope those who would be live at the conference will be pleased to receiving our tiny presents and, well, really enjoy the conference. My topic today is connected with multimodality of advertising, which we could utilize to teach media studies and language to our students. Well, I'll be talking about defining characteristics of advertisements. We'll talk about terminology of multimodality, visual literacy, media literacy. We'll marvel in the beauty of ads I managed to collect thanks to Pinterest, and I will show you a number of activities you could make use in your everyday practice for a variety of purposes. So, introduction. Have a look at these adverts and for yourselves pinpoint the ones which are the most appealing to you due to some reasons. Unfortunately, due to the lack of time of my presentation, this is about 30 minutes, I will not be asking you for your opinion, unfortunately, but in real class, this activity might take about 10-15 minutes. So have a look at these ads and make a kind of decision for yourselves. I like this ad, I don't like this ad. It attracted my attention because of some reason and why. Okay, I will give you a very, very short second to have a look. Okay, now let's answer in inner for your inner selves. What attracted you in each of that adverts? It could have been color, space, size, oddity, novelty of the product, the layout of objects, maybe some textual elements. In the classroom setting, you would rather discuss it with your students. In our setting, I would say that all these were the samples of advertisements, And the main mission, communicative mission of the advertising is to be persuasive. And actually, the definition, official definition of advertising, one of that definitions is advertising is a paid persuasive communication that uses non-personal media to reach broad audiences to connect an identified sponsor with a target audience. The components of advertising are: it is paid, someone paid for this, someone was the sponsor of that event or of that happening. Advertising tries to persuade or influence the consumer to buy or to use the services. Advertising reaches large audiences of potential customers, and the message each advert conveys is conveyed through a variety of different channels. Advertisements have several functions of informing buyer, persuading buyer, reminding about some events, for example, or adding value to some events. The aim of all advertising is to make a product known to a particular audience in as appealing way as possible. So the importance of advertising, of course, each advertising or each advert gives brand awareness. It either creates liking and preference to that product or object, or vice versa. It stimulates purchasing and it stimulates buying once again, not a single time. And definitely it convinces the current purchasers that they made the right choice, that the product is of top quality. There are a number of quotations about advertising. Unfortunately, majority of them are naming advertising from a negative point of view, blaming that advertising is not always frank, sincere, and up to the mark. And sometimes it even sues the client, telling lies. The more facts you tell, the more you sell. Telling lies doesn't work in advertising, though. Ads are the cave art of the 20th century. Advertisements contain the only truth to be relied on in a newspaper, and you know that you are not always able to rely on it. Advertising is legalized lying. So, roles of advertising: marketing, economic role, communication role, and societal. Now, some terminology dealing with media studies. We are now working due to a variety of standards to SAFER, to standards of visual literacy. Here are the abstracts from the document about unifying notions of media and information literacy. And here we see three subsections: information literacy, media literacy, and digital literacy. And in the variety of these subsections, we see that working with information and working with the various ways this information is conveyed is of utmost importance. Visual literacy. Visual literacy became popular as a notion at the end of 20th century. In the 21st century, it became quite crucial thing to be meant by educators. Visual literacy competences standards are developed for higher education, especially highlighting the necessity to teach students to process, to work with visual images, and to create them themselves. So John Debs, since 1960s, founded the International Visual Literacy Association, which determined the context and disciplines. They even claim that this notion is interdisciplinary because it pertains to a variety of subjects we could teach and we could strive to and refer to visual literacy. Because of the increase of design software and the wider availability of computer technology, traditional definitions of literacy are no longer adequate in a world where texts communicate to us in new ways through graphics, pictures, layout techniques, as well as through words. It is difficult these days to find a single text which uses solely verbal English. Goodman wrote 30 years ago. Official definition of visual literacy from the North Central Regional Educational Laboratory is like this. Visual literacy is the ability to interpret, use, appreciate, and create images and video using both conventional and 21st century media in ways that advance thinking, decision making, communication, and learning. Visual literacy sets the abilities to students, equips them. Definitely, visual literate student is more independent and more creative. Then scientists Günter Kress and Theo van Leeuwen, in the book Reading Images, The Grammar of Visual Design, claim that visual images could be read as a text. So from that on period, they consider reading visual images like reading and using separate grammar of visual literacy. So they believe that visual design, like language and all semiotic models, is socially constructed, and this makes their work very useful for teachers as we are striving to develop teach using a variety of modes and develop our students' skills. Of course, the standards of visual literacy also highlight key skills we are to develop in our students: identifying reliable images sources, judging the quality of images associated with descriptive data, accurate identification of historical content, and understanding intellectual property and how to cite images in their writing assignments. So now we approach to the issue of multiliteracy. So visual literacy is not the only notion operated by in methodology nowadays. We may talk about transliteracy and even meta-literacy. So visual literacy as one of the multiple interconnected literacy is in a meta-literacy framework. So levels of visual literacy: a student or any viewer is looking, then observing, then seeing, then describing, analyzing, and interpreting. So multimodality of the advertisements. Thanks to the fact that advertisements keep appearing here and there, and now they are viral, done with the help of artificial intelligence, utilizing in themselves, appealing to a variety of senses. They could be called multimodal notions, multimodal objects. So visual images, like all representations, are never innocent or neutral reflections of reality. They represent for us, that is, they offer not a mirror of the world, but an interpretation of it. And as everything in society, societal life is revealed, interpreted and demonstrated via advertising too. So proficiency-oriented language instruction, due to the recommendations of variety of conferences and forums, is to include all four modalities: language and culture, real-world preparation, and student-centeredness. So utilizing activities and advertising as an authentic material in media classes or language classes, we could realize all these roles. So what are the modes of multimodality in advertisements? So they are visual, image, color, typography, like red color in Coca-Cola, linguistic, slogan, copy, tagline, famous slogans, just do it, audio, music, jingle, voice over. All of us quite easily remember McDonald's melody. Gestural issues, facial expressions, body language, body position. So all this even is via photography or via image creation is presented. Layout and composition, it pertains to spatial orientation. So for example, Apple products are mainly placed against white background. And intertextual mode, So cultural references, values, societal prejudices, biases, all these issues are represented in advertisements. So they are really about the world is abundant in adverts, but it takes pains actually to illustrate all these issues. But if you start searching for, you will definitely find them. So here is the pie chart created back in 2019, predicting the amount of money to be spent on advertising. And you see the biggest amount will predicted for online advertising, then TV, magazines, radio, newspapers, just 6%, and outdoors 6%. So all the world is advertised online. Typology of ads: billboards, product placements, where the certain product and brand names are present in movies, in programs, not naming them, but just placing them somewhere visibly for the society to notice. For example, this character from Devil Prada wears spectacles from Tom Ford latest collection 2025. Coca-Cola, Federal Express, Nike shoes. So all these objects are not playing any role in these episodes, but they are there just to be. Pop-up ads appearing when we are working online. Influencers, invited celebrities, which kind of weight up the quality of that ad. Word of mouth, this is also an advert. Flyers and brochures developed by companies, organizations, and whatnot. So, for its appeal, the advertisements depend upon three important requirements. The visibility of the advertisement: it must be visible, it should stand out. It must have easy recall, so easily remembered, and it must have some impact. So let us have a look at typology of ad techniques. One of the formulas is AIDA: attention, interest, desire, and action. So each advert should boost a client to see it or to be attracted to it, then to say, I'm curious, what it advertises, what it shows, what is that fuss about. Then desire: I want to have it. And action, call to action: you follow the action recommendations. I'm going to buy it, I'm going to do that. So advertising techniques use testimonials, for example, someone recommends the product; humor, comparison to something; emotional appeal, dealing with health issues, which are also always vital; esoteric issues, special offers; scientific reference, data, and lifestyle. So activities or with ads and ad slogans. So, for example, here you've got some types of advertisements. You are to categorize them due to the way they appear: radio, online, outdoors, personal, print. So here we have to specify the terminology. Advertisement is the UK version, commercial is US version. Then outdoors, hoarding, UK, billboards, US. So here are the answers, just to save the time. Another activity, also meant to be a discussion activity: you are having statements either in favor or against each types of above mentioned adverts, and you are to discuss pros and cons of them. Taglines or tagline slogan for advertisement: purpose is brief yet laden with metaphorical language, and its aim is to create the bonding power in the eyes of the consumers. So guess what is advertised? If you have a look at taglines: even a pen is risky without a cap, from ink to ideas, winter collection, and download Viva Cash. So you will never guess, or you will never be right in your first guess, because they advertise something different that you expected. Now, another activity. You've got the pictures, the adverts, you've got brand names, but the slogans are covered, and the slogans are present here. The assignment is to match the advertisement with the slogan. Colors inspired by art. It's time for good news. Don't let fights chip away your smile. If the American dream has a diary, this is it. When comfort weighs nothing. So these are the adverts. You may in class discuss with the students some visual hints which are actually present in the very pictures. You may discuss their arguments in favor or against. Maybe some hints they get from the brand names. Maybe they know some brands. Some of them are quite known in Ukraine. Some of them are obscure. So all this are a very good talking activity, boosting activity, and whatnot. So here are the answers, and here are the actually posted themselves. So I hope when you get the PDF version of handout and the presentation after the conference, you will have a closer look at them. Music in advertising. This is a separate pair of shoes to discuss. Actually, a number of studies suggest that students who are exposed to commercials improve their listening skills and augment their motivation to learn. Favorite ad tunes, 5 top in the world. Coca-Cola, I'd like to teach the world to sing. Chili's, I want my baby back. Meow Mixed, Oscar Mayer, I'd love to be an Oscar Mayer winner. And McDonald's, I'm loving it. Nowadays, even though you may have a static picture of the advert, but QR code on it may lead you to the visual acting out or video or even a music to go with that advert. AIDA scheme in advertising. We are coming back again to that scheme, but this time we are asking our students to pinpoint in the ads the crucial issues ads are created by. Target market, attention, what is the problem, what problem this advert or this product solves, what is positive language used to lure the client, how the customer profits, what he or she gets, and what actions he or she is to take. Then another variety to analyze advertisements, product name, target audience, hooks used, what is the message, and why it was effective. So it depends upon you. You may appoint this assignment to your students. You ask them to collect some ads and analyze them due to that criteria. Celebrities and influencers in advertising. There are various, and all of them have their definite reasons to be present here and there. It is a good assignment for web quest or web search for students to find out the story, the history behind this, because some of the celebrities actually signed the contracts for the eternity of the existence of the product. They are appointed to be the brand name or participate in adverts. For example, like La Vie Belle, Lancome perfumes are always associated with Julia Roberts. By the way, did you recognize the guy who advertises cigarette advertisements is prohibited, but well, we talk about the not oriental, ancient, from the 60s, 50s. By the way, this is young Ronald Reagan, who was at the beginning or at the advent of his career a Hollywood actor, marvelous, very charming guy. Actually, there is a film, a biopic about his career. I do recommend you to watch it. It is on right now. So he could be recognized here. French researcher Guérin noted that the air we breathe consists of nitrogen, oxygen, and advertising. And these words not only do not lose their significance, but also undergo a rethinking in the light of constant transformations and innovations in modern life. Linguistic features in ads: authenticity, originality, effectiveness, and harmony. So here is another play on you. You know brand names, but you may look at the logo and you recognize the brand. But if you read it twice, you would see that the brand name is changed. Sometimes with humor, sometimes with a certain sarcasm and whatnot. I hope you see my point, which is also a very good topic to discuss with your students. Topicality of ads. In the mid-20th century, the recognized master in the field of marketing, Ahmad Dayan, wrote, "Advertising is not a science, it's a product of culture, and its mirror reflecting the norms, beliefs, and value systems." So social issues in advertising, bringing up children, developing creativity via company which sells paints. Worldwide protection, so that's out of the question. A lot of very, very creative adverts from National Geographic and some other resources. So they're really marvelous to collect and to have. And now, puzzle for you. What is being advertised? Make a clever guess. You see cheese, but you see some form in the form of a famous brand logo. The first prompt to you is that the company's name is Electrolux. So this is the company which produces electric gadgets. And the answer is, you may discuss it. Why cheese? What associations do you have? What associations do you have with that brand? Maybe use your olfactory modes of interaction. Cheese has a certain smell. What smells of a smell of cheese? And the hint is Electrolux washing machine is get rid of food odor. So they introduce new machine which washes off shoe odor. Another similar object, similar layout, but this time you've got a cake and you've got brand name Adidas. So the issue is what cake. You usually have a cake when you celebrate something, and they are not celebrating because the company is very old, quite old. They are celebrating the birthday of their logo and this brand layout. It is 55 years old. So my idea behind this is that each brand has some philosophy and values behind its either creation or its philosophy, or behind each advertising campaign. For example, here Nestlé shows the success, and the cup reminds you of the cup when you get on winning competitions. So, and the mode of winner is represented in rocket or in other objects. You may win or you may charge yourself with the help of Nescafe and utilizing these objects. Some shock content. Some adverts are very, very provocative and play on your nerves or touch upon very delicate issues. So this is about burying your old glasses and looking for new ones. I didn't like this advert at all from King Burger. So this is really disgusting. These clowns. So the slogan is, "Come as a clown, eat like a king." So you have to turn up at that fast food restaurant dressed up like a clown, and then you will get free meal. And but at the same time, you may scare. Nowadays, children are afraid of clowns. I don't know. So these are really disgusting. Another shock content. It takes to you to look twice to see that this is not the Frankenstein's experiments. This is the advert which advertises um, pills for animals, for your pet dogs, fresher breath than yours. So this is their slogan. So food for thought. Now shock content. We got used to dream about Barbie. Barbies of the 21st century. Reality transferred via Barbies. So this is also a great topic to discuss, especially in our context about teacher Barbie. Shock content. Lego constructors uh, producing constructors for coronavirus panic and exorcism kit. Well, another issue you may discuss with your students, one object in different places. This is called smart advertising, when you show that your object, your product is universal. Provocative adverts. So this is Lego for children, or maybe for advanced adults. Visual illusions created in adverts are also a very important, a very interesting topic to discuss. I will not plunge into details. To sound more persuasive, one of the techniques for the advertisements is to use figures. And one of the activities you could use on the basis of this, ask your students to double check whether figures are not invented but have some scientific grounding for this. Advertisements, typical technique now and then. So comparison and contrast of facial look, figure look. So all these are quite good topics for discussion. Appeals to senses and tastes. I found out that recent adverts of perfumes all are done in the form of ladies drinking perfumes. I start persuading myself what was the reason for that. Maybe because it is written eau de parfum, like eau in French, it's water, perfume water. That's why they are drinking. Or maybe they are showing that they are so safe that you could even drink them, or vice versa. Because from the Soviet background, we know those guys who drank eau de cologne, як він там називався, Лісовий там чи Олександр. Були люди, які пили одеколон, були такі історії. Now, this is a fashion trend. Appeal to senses. So one and the same advert appeared in advertising variety of companies, but the idea is one and the same. If you do not advertise yourself online, nobody would see you. So nobody would hear you and nobody would notice you. Linguistic features in ads we could pay attention to. So we can learn phraseology, for example, beat the heat, a sip of creativity, the bread of life. We can notice some issues like brand name verbalization. Let's Nivea it. Or we may face word building, cherish memories. Nowadays, suffix ish becomes very popular. You can add it to everything, and by that means make up an adjective. So you may even learn forbidden words, but used for a different content, like white bitch or slut, which are synonyms. Or you may come across portmanteau words created out of two halves, like orange Gucci, so meaning orange Gucci shoes or belts or whatever. Play on words or part of the phrase is substitution. Skin esteem is a beautiful thing. So this is the substitution in self-esteem. Bon voyage is bon voyage from French. In soap we trust, we know the allusion, in God we trust. Ingle ells, meaning jingle bells. All you need is dove. We know that all you need is love. Then treat or cheese. I'm sorry. Uh, well, then, okay. Um, my mouse is very, don't come to a big fight with an ordinary pen. Big meaning, we mean big, like huge, large, but in actual sense, the big is the name or brand name of the pen. So, allusion to works of art, famous Michelangelo picture is reinterpreted in such a way. In Coca-Cola, painting, Lego, even Starbucks. Allusion in phraseology. An eye for an eye, literally. Keep an eye on it, literally. The apple of my eye, literally. Through the child's eye, literally. So these all are the advertisements of the clinic, and which recommend you to take care of your eyes. And another version, they kind of treat eyes like a human being in general, as a whole human being. Okay, play with fonts in different directions. Do you notice that here it is written sale? Okay, such an intricate advertisement about discount and sales. So you may enjoy this. Rhetorical figures in adverts are also worth recalling and pinpointing. Here is even the taxonomy of rhetorical figures in advertising invented by Tanto. I will provide you with the article and you will be able to read it in more detail. Some more issues, double speak and the way advertising uses double speak to advertise parity products, which are of the same uh, type, same notion, but couldn't be deciphered which is better. Weasel words like help, but saying it helps you in this and that, but actually it doesn't help. Some unfinished phrases or something which is left unspoken in the ads. So also we may find samples of rhythm and repetition, like see the world, share the moment, healthy sight, healthy life, World Health Day repetition. Call to action, zoom for a sign. If you zoom and go to the next page, you will have the garments. Call to action, just visually without any text, smile and find what you're looking for. So all these adverts propose you to do so. Call to action via negation. Don't wait, don't let, don't miss. All this is, well, even influencing the client together with the pictures which lead to forming personal opinion. Some adverts at the same time propose, give a question, propose a problem, and give a solution. Do or that, from sports to shine. Or they question, which also attracts your attention. Did you know that Gen Z is leading the way in preventative Botox to delay signs of aging? And did you know that aging starts before you see it? And actually, some ads ask you to solve some puzzles. So, activities. which are grounded on multimodality of ads. Deconstruct method, critical viewing of the ads. So this is Carlsberg beer, but it has the societal mission, standing against being infidelity, and so this is well, for a broad audience of men. Localization of products. So you may also discuss the way a definite product looks in different countries. For example, Oreo in India and Oreo in China, definitely on the red background and with 5 stars. Slogan surgery. Discuss the way slogan was formed, alliteration, metaphors, and whatnot. So, any stylistic devices which pertain also to headlines. Voiceover rewrite. So if you take a famous single from a famous advert and propose a different music as a task for students, so how would you perceive that advert? Would be different. Localization of a product for a different audiences, taking into consideration cultural references, maybe moderating symbols, or just to suit to the requirements of the client. So this is a real vital issue in IT companies nowadays. Spot the bias, media literacy. So these are really highly stereotypical adverts in which women are depicted here meat at its finest. So there is a double speak here, and husband pleasing coffee. So we see that the role of woman and her position is partially humiliated. Another activity, you may take an advert and reverbalize it, change the focus. So this is the original Van Hansen Thai company advert from the 60s. It has a lot of stereotypical content and sub-content behind the adverts, and this is a modern representation. Show him it's a woman's world instead of show her it's a man's world. Multimodal annotation task. So using visual adverts, student annotate visual elements, color, composition, textual features, how all this was created. And then discuss connotation, denotation, signifier, signified. Then acting out role play on creating the advert, responding to criticism, or responding to negative reaction on some adverts. So this is a good case study for business English ESP classes. Add timeline reconstruction. So you give the end product, and you may ask your students to recreate some other objects of that campaign. Write critical review. So I decided to play with artificial intelligence using this image and asked him to analyze that image in terms of multimodality. I tried Grok, I tried ChatGPT, I tried Claude, and I was satisfied by Grok because it created for me an interactive web page on which each mode was analyzed, and it was interactive and even proposing activities, and even ChatGPT created music for this advert. So, but due to lack of time, it's impossible to demonstrate, but I would recommend you playing with adverts in such a way. Upload the image and ask AI to analyze it for you. Soundtrack swap analysis, so you may change the soundtrack for famous adverts. So, and I have already mentioned some data persuasion. If you see some data in adverts, appoint students with the assignment to find the proofs or disapproves of this or that data. So another idea is to create advert on the basis of some topic. So I decided to choose this poster, and students are to decide with their creativity and precision what to advertise. And cross-platform campaign design. So this time you may ask your students to create campaign with this slogan, but to be present in a variety of social media, in Instagram, video, making sites, making Facebook posts, TikTok posts. So I decided to take this advert because it's contextually really pleasing to us. And ethical pitch presentation, it's also, well, likely at the borderline. So students present an advert that is persuasive, yet ethical, inclusive, and stereotype free. They must justify their choices using media terminology. So I like this ad. Yeah, it's really provocative. It's at the verge of fall. The paper makes the toilet heckle. The problem is that people do not wash their hands. That's a real problem. Thanks to COVID, they started to wash them more, but it is not that up to the mark. And so the issue of toilets is vital. So, and the final type of advert is advertorial. It's a combination of advert and small story written here. So I enlarged here. So you may ask your students to work with these advertorials. And here I presented two stereotypical advertorials from the 60s about schooling and parenting and treating their children. Here is my list of references. Thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to answer your questions.